You know Genesis 1:3 where God commanded, "Let there be light," and there was light? Uebert is instead going to tell us that when God commanded, "Let there be light," light never showed. And then God kind of began wondering, how come I commanded light, but light did not appear, yet I'm God? And then God went to check out what the problem was, and he found out, aha, the darkness was hiding my light. And then God expelled light out of darkness, and that's how light came to be. So Uebert is going to give us this view of sort of a confused God who doesn't know what's happening and who's not sovereign. He commands, but his command sometimes fails.
And God said, "Let there be what? Light." And there was light. Hear this. And God saw the light, that it was good. And God divided. The word divided, that means expelled light from darkness. That means it was so dark that when God said, "Let there be light," it never showed. Then God moved around and said, "I am God. If I say something exists, it exists." Do you know God doesn't exist? He is existence. But they didn't get that. You can't say God exists. No, he is existence. Without him, no one exists. And that it was good. And God divided the light from darkness. That means God said, "Let there be light." And light did not show up. And God said, "But I am God. When I speak a thing, it comes." Now, how come my light did not appear? Then he said, "Let me look around." He found darkness, thick darkness in a corner. I said, "You're hiding my light." Then he expelled light from darkness. "Light, come out from where you're hiding." No, you're not getting it. John 1 verse number 1. Remember this scripture. That light tried to come out, but darkness was fighting light. But before I go there, Genesis 1 again, verse number 2. "And the earth was without form, and darkness was upon the face of the deep, and the Spirit of God moved upon the face of the waters." Darkness was upon the face of the deep. If you realize it, it was upon. That word is an active word, which simply means darkness was alive. It wasn't passive darkness like you go out there and say it's dark. This is not the darkness we are talking about. The one that controls everything you see.
This is very faulty, messed up, confused theology. First, he's using John 1:5 to defend his claim that when God called out the light did not come out because the darkness was holding it back. And yet John 1:5 says the light shines in the dark, and the darkness comprehends it not. The verse literally contradicts his idea. How does this verse support his claim? It's a total contradiction. If anything, it completely debunks his claim. Now, instead of Uebert taking the light and darkness in Genesis 1:3 as literal day-to-day light and darkness, he's trying to force a mystical interpretation to Genesis that the light and darkness were some kind of living beings fighting each other as God was hovering on them, and he's completely confusing himself and his audience. He then tries to back up his idea with John 1:5, which completely contradicts his idea that the light was being held back. It's really, really bad theology. The light in John 1:5 is a reference to Jesus and his victory over evil. The light in Genesis 1:3 is literal light. Context matters. Sometimes the word light simply means light, ordinary day-to-day light. And sometimes the word is used in a symbolic way. The darkness that was upon the earth in Genesis is simply darkness, literal darkness. It wasn't a living being that was allegedly fighting the light, which also the light was a living being, meaning these were some sort of creatures. Ridiculous. So according to Uebert, this creature called darkness overpowered God's power of command, so much that even when God commanded, it held back God's command from taking effect. And what would that mean for God? It would mean God is not almighty. And that's the thing with these false teachers. Their teachings always arrive you at heresy. The conclusion is always heretical, taking you away from the God of the Bible and leading you into the service of other gods, exchanging the identity of the God of the Bible with the identity of another God.